What is up, Theta homies? It is your boy Justin Bassetti back again with another Theta token video, another Theta token update. Just want to dive into the straight news, but if you're trying to find as much Theta news, updates, NFTs, or any kind of Theta partnerships, please hit that like and subscribe button and check out all the links down below in the description. So now getting onto the news, we're going to see that here with Venture Mind AI, creating their little Theta Network Mario using a Sketch 3D AI model. After some tuning, we're now cleaning him up inside Blender 4.1. He's not watertight and it has non-molded edges, which has to be addressed before 3D printing. We'll fix him though. Stay tuned for Theta and at GE. This was modeled and showcased, I believe, on their platform, but I'll definitely go onto the video a little bit more. GE also, if you haven't seen that AMA previously in May of 2024, that he did showcase that type of 3D imaging. So if you want to upload an image or you have a sketch, you can upload it, generate it into a 3D model, and then it kind of has a rough edge to it in terms of the actual model that's being generated. There's still a lot of work to needs to be made for that type of platform, but it's a nice start. So for those for example who are trying to figure out what's the point of this, what is the reason behind they are doing this, is because they can incorporate different type of organizations and companies. In my own opinion, some of the things that they listed were gaming, architecture, any kind of animations you can say, and then you can even say down the line in the long term, in my opinion, you can probably incorporate medicine, because you can have a model of a certain body part or organ in the body, and if a patient has a certain disease, they can look at that disease and how it's affecting that organ in a 3D type of model and see what kind of treatments would be available for the best for that patient. That is just my own thoughts down the road when it comes to healthcare and AI and 3D modeling, but that is just where I see it down the line in the future. I haven't seen anything yet. And also don't forget that the Sony spatial reality display is associated with Theta in some sort of manner. So if you incorporate those type of 3D imaging in terms of Sony and graphics, animation, gaming, it kind of just makes sense, even with Sony and the PS3 or PS4, PS5, whatever console they are on right now. But it just makes sense with, especially with gaming. So now we also have the Fuse Wars is one example I would like to use. It's on the Epic Game Store. I'm not too sure how it's going to be utilized in terms of the gaming market, but just some of the designs, future updates, DLCs, which is downloadable content for these type of games. Who knows how it's going to be utilized with the AI Theta Network. There's just so many different possibilities and there's nothing set in stone yet. So that's what I'll keep up to date in terms of the updates. So if you haven't yet, please hit that like and subscribe button. Continue on to the animation and what they have here. Seeing that, you'll notice that here is the rough sketch for their Mario version. So I'm not sure how the copyright problem is going to be. So that's why I never put the sound on, but you can see their type of post, a little bit more touch-ups, and he's ready to print. So you can see that here as they're going throughout the model, they're just fixing up any of the errors that they thought that needed to be worked on, but it's just kind of hard to say. I feel like the copyright is definitely an issue in terms of this if they're planning on selling it, but I feel like just for the sake of demonstration purposes, I feel like that's the reason why they're doing this. So let me just skip around a little bit more so you guys can see how it's looking out. So here is, it's not really a final cut yet because it looks like they're still working on it, but just like a rough sketch or imaging of the 3D model. So like I said, check out the link down below if you want to look into a little bit more in terms of the information that I'm showcasing. Going on to the next post in terms of replay, seeing the Guardian nodes, prepare your parachute, airdrop is coming your way. Without their beloved Guardians ensuring that the blockchain stays safe against malicious attacks, Theta Network wouldn't be such a safe sea to sail on. Grab your shield, join the Guardians. I don't believe this is for the Guardian nodes, unfortunately. I believe it may depend on what your location is, because I try to look when you scroll down into this next aspect. Seeing here is interested in running their Guardian node, follow these instructions, submit your airdrop request here. When I clicked on the request, at least in the United States, it says it's not available in my location. If you're outside the United States and you are able to submit your airdrop request, mention it down below. Maybe if other people who are watching these videos may not realize that, oh, I can actually achieve more in my location. So it helps out my channel, helps out the Theta community overall, and also helps yourselves out because you guys are helping inform everyone else. So it's a nice backbone. I feel like Theta community is a nice backbone when it comes to supporting each other and helping everyone stay informed in terms of pros, cons. That's just my own opinion. I feel like there's a pretty good vibe when it comes to this community. Continuing on to the next part, we're going to see here at, we got a new countdown. When you scroll down a little bit now, you have the Theta Edge Cloud is now available, and then count down to the Elite Booster launch, I believe June 26th of 2024, the next major upgrade to the Theta Elite Booster nodes. So for those who aren't too familiar what this type of update is, I made a video on it. It has a lot of Q&As in terms of the Elite Booster, so if you haven't yet, you guys should definitely check that out. It has a lot of information information that's more specific about the Edge node for that one. So it has a lot of Q&As too. So check that out. I would say I would try to go over it again, but I feel like there's just no point to reiterate the same things. It probably answers most of the common questions as to the purpose behind it, but essentially just earning more T-Fuel, and you have to have one single wallet staking 500,000 T-Fuel to that Edge node, and then it unlocks a booster node. So basically having an interest rate increased for those who are staking to it, kind of like how it is a CD in a bank. So if you lock X amount of dollars for X period of time, then you'll get interest on it because you're locking that in. But then when that timeline reaches, you'll be able to receive that type of payout. From what I remember, the 3, 6, and 12 months range were available. Who knows when it's actually released, if there's going to be different kind of times available, but to my knowledge that is the best amount of time that is released for right now. So just want to mention that because I feel like it's a huge update, especially for those bigger companies that are able to utilize it, or individuals who are smaller businesses that are able to utilize it. But that's just my own opinion, helping out the Theta network. So we're also talking about that staking purposes. If you haven't yet, if you want to stake your Theta tokens to my Guardian node, or staking your T-Fuels to my Elite Edge node, whichever is more easier and convenient for you guys, you can check out those addresses down below. And then since I'm mentioning it, I'll post the type of QR code somewhere here, whichever is easier for you to stake if you would like to. Continuing on to the next information as well, seen here is Skyline. Theta coming to iPhone users is a big deal to prove it's only hashtag king. So when they asked if Theta would be also integrating with iOS devices, so seeing here that this post, I'm not gonna have the video play sound just because I don't want anything getting copyrighted. So it sounds like Mitch and Jihi are trying to integrate this type of Theta platform on a different several iOS devices. Not only that, but interfaces when it comes to text, so Android especially. So we shall see. There hasn't been anything set in concrete stone, that I haven't seen any announcements yet. So we shall see. It's kind of hard to say with all these type of potential that we have for Theta. Mitch seems very optimistic. Jihi seems eager when it comes to the technology that they are using. So it's usually a good sign when you see that type of eagerness, that you just can't wait for this to happen. But they probably have to have some sort of secrecy because some of the partnerships or business partners that they're trying to form just hasn't been concrete yet. So that's why they gotta be kind of, unfortunately, like an NDA non-disclosure agreement, gotta be kind of hush when it comes to these type of bigger important changes. So that is one of the bigger announcements that I posted, because who knows how this would affect iPhones. I feel like we have Samsung or Android users are the majority, and then I feel like iPhone now is the second tier. So it kind of makes sense when it comes to these global adoption when it comes to these type of platforms, just incorporating as much as possible with Theta network. Continue on to the next post. We're going to see over here that within the next year or so, we will have a full rollout of the Theta Edge Cloud, the first hybrid cloud encompassing powerful DC servers all the way out for far edge devices like mobile and TVs. It's worth appreciating how far they've come. So this is kind of just like a throwback type of video, or this throwback type of post. This official post was on May 14th of 2024. You can see here on this first initial post, this was in 2017, seeing why we're introducing the Theta token and blockchain to revolutionize video delivery. Continue on, the most recent one is empowering AI teams with unrivaled GPU price to performance. So the first hybrid cloud edge computing platform for AI, video rendering, gaming, and more. So it's kind of crazy, the huge leap and the amount of time that we've invested, especially for those who invested before 2020, before COVID or anything like that. Is kind of crazy. If you're still in it, that means you're probably just can't wait till Theta just takes over, or maybe your bigger corporations have been a part of it. Either way, if you're still invested in Theta, and if you're watching some of these videos, the props to you guys. You guys should pat yourselves on the back for diligent having that type of belief in the platform and in itself. It's just kind of amazing how much will that people will have. So this is never financial advice, of course. This is just my own opinions on a YouTube channel, but it's nice seeing that people are subscribing to this channel, watching the videos, commenting, liking it, sharing it, anything possible for helping out the community members. So I'm just very appreciative of how everyone's staying involved with the channel, even though that Theta may not be doing good overall in terms of pricing, but when it comes to news and updates, it seems like it's doing pretty dang good. But that's just my own opinion, guys. Like I said, be responsible when it comes to investing your own money. Last but not least, I want to mention here is Andrea Berry, seeing that AI is the best thing to ever happen to content creators in the Web3 era. Seeing here that decentralized computing power rewarded through blockchain could be the only solution to meet the massive demands that tech manufacturing companies are facing. argues Andrea Berry. This was posted on May 5th and then reposted on May 5th later on by Crypto News and Andrea Berry. So we shall see how all these updates will go. I feel like it's going to be a lot of things, a lot of waiting that we will have to do even more. But the waiting seems like it's going to be kind of over, but there's going to be consistent updates when it comes to this project in my own opinion. And technology is moving fast nowadays. Who knows what other updates are going to be coming in the near future. You just kind of have to wait and pan out. So like I said, if you're trying to find as much Theta news, updates, NFTs, or any kind of Theta partnerships, please hit that like and subscribe button. Check out all the links down below in the description for all the links I post in this video, along with my Imagine Replay referral link if you are trying to earn as much free TNT20 tokens, especially on the Theta blockchain. In addition to staking your Theta tokens to my Guardian node or staking your TFL tokens to my Elite Edge node, help out my channel, help out the Theta community, but overall help yourselves out, earn as much TFL passively as possible, and then you can utilize that on Open Theta, Theta Drop, any of the subchains of Theta Network through their exchanges, or even just withdraw it back to your real life wallet. But that's all I have for the news for this video, guys. Thank you so much again for coming back if you're an OG, and welcome to the channel if you're new. Until the next Theta video though, until the next Theta update, it is your boy Justin Passetti, so try to keep up. Hi, deuces.